I took some time away recently, spent some time with the family, some time away from work, and some time to just sit back and enjoy life for a minute. To say it was a rest has been an understatement. This has been the 4-day hectic family trip to Disneyland, or the start of it, with the family and my two little boys, who I genuinely think, truly believe that they are part superhero, because the way that these kids jump about pretending to be Spider-Man and Batman is just absolutely unreal. But this trip also had quite a big impact on my view of technology, specifically cameras. It's completely changed my outlook on what kit I want to be using, and in this video I'm going to be talking you through my thought process, what drove me to make this change. So hopefully come the end of this video you'll see that there is actually method in my madness. Oh, and there's a new haircut to boot too, but more on that a little bit later. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Dan and welcome back to yet another tech related video. So today I'm doing something that probably makes absolutely no sense to most people. I'm putting away my Canon R3, which is being used to film this talking headpiece now. It's without a doubt the best camera that I've ever owned, and replacing it with a GoPro Hero 13 for my YouTube videos, just at face value, might not make that much sense. So before you start typing angry comments, hear me out and listen as to why this isn't all about image quality. It's not about specs, and it's not because the Canon R3 suddenly became a bad camera, because it isn't. It still works flawlessly for me 3-4 years after I first bought it. In fact, it's actually the opposite. The R3 is overkill for 95% of the video shooting or video recording that I actually do, and it's precisely that reason that I'm making this switch. First, let me be clear. I love the Canon R3, the autofocus is incredible, the image quality both for photo and for video is brilliant, and the dynamic range that it offers is absolutely fantastic. The battery life's excellent, and every time I watch footage that I've recorded on my R3 I'm genuinely impressed. But here's the problem. To get all of those benefits I have to carry this camera around with me all the time. An R3 body, and even with a small lens attached, is quite a big, heavy, bulky piece of camera equipment. And I have to think about setup, I have to think about protection, and sometimes I find myself asking the question that every creator doesn't want to ask. Do I really want or need to bring all of this gear with me? The moment you start leaving the camera at home, it doesn't matter how good the image quality of the camera is, because the camera isn't here, the camera isn't there, it's not ready to capture the footage or to capture the moment that you want to take and you want to make a memory of. The biggest reason I'm switching from Canon to GoPro is because the GoPro is always with me. I can throw it in my pocket. They are, comparatively speaking, compared to the Canon, cheap bits of equipment. I can put it in my pocket with a small grip. I could even keep it in my jacket permanently. I don't have to plan to have it around with me. Now, this different approach has changed everything. It's not possible to plan every single moment or event in your life. Sometimes you have to be spontaneous, and having a GoPro stuffed in my jacket pocket rather than lugging my Canon R3 around just opens the scope for spontaneity. The spontaneous moments I'm talking about are the ones where you're walking through a city, you're meeting new people or exploring somewhere new for the first time. These unexpected experiences, and having the GoPro there allows just instantaneous moments of capture. I don't need to worry about changing lenses or having to worry about having the perfect setup, and it's a lot nicer to be able to film content to put together to make videos for YouTube in this way, rather than having to rely on a bigger, heavier, bulkier, more expensive setup. Another thing that sort of like really drove this change for me as well is that, in my opinion at least, might be wrong, but YouTube viewers care less about camera quality than most creators think. It's easy to obsess over sharpness, bitrate, dynamic range, lens choices, colour science, different LUTs. But in reality, viewers care about whether the video is interesting or not. Think about your favourite YouTubers. Are you watching their videos because they are shooting everything on a really high-end expensive camera like an Arri or a Red? Or are you watching the content because you find it interesting, or you like the story that they're telling, or they are talking about a topic that is relatable to you? For me, I would rather make sure that my content is interesting and is relevant for the kind of video topics that I want to be talking about, rather than making sure that every single video is shot on, my R3, which is, figuratively speaking, when it was first released, quite a high-end camera. It's still, I think, the second rated one in Canon's lineup. But what's the point in making a video on an expensive camera if the story is boring and no one's going to watch it? Surely it's better to have it recorded on a slightly lesser camera but have a much better story and be much more captivating to people that that are your YouTube audience. The real problem though, it isn't the camera, it's just everything that comes along with it. When I'm carrying the R3 around with a decent lens, it's heavy, it's bulky, it attracts attention, and at the minute, even though it's been something that I've been working towards for a hell of a long time, I still have not got the confidence to go and vlog out in public properly. So I want a camera that allows me to be a bit more inconspicuous and isn't going to draw everybody's attention to the guy over on the other side of the street walking around with a big camera body videoing himself to put together into videos for YouTube. But also, because it's a bulky, heavy and expensive camera, I'm constantly aware of it. If I'm walking around town, travelling, or just filming a normal day, I'm always thinking about keeping the camera safe. Should I leave it in the bag? Should I get it out? Is what I'm about to film really worth filming? Before I know it, I've missed the moment. And that's the biggest lesson that I've learned recently, and Disneyland was a really, really great way of demonstrating that. The best camera isn't always the one that's got the best quality. The best camera is the one that's with you and ready to record when you want to record. And this is where the GoPro Hero 13 comes in. It's tiny, it's lightweight, it's waterproof, it fits in a pocket, I can pull it out in seconds, and I don't have to worry about changing lenses every 5 minutes. I don't worry about rain, I don't worry or panic if I'm walking somewhere that's really, really busy. I can literally just hit record and keep going. And that just completely changes everything. Instead of spending time thinking about the camera, I spend more time thinking about the story and how I can link individual bits of footage that have been recorded together. Now, obviously, the GoPro is not going to beat the Canon R3 when it comes to specs. It's not going to beat it on pure image quality, and to be honest, it's not even a fair comparison. The sensor's smaller, the background blur is a lot different, the low light quality is really quite bad at times and is really noticeable in footage. If you freeze frame camera footage side by side, the Canon's going to win every single time. But here's the thing, people don't subscribe to you because your footage has the nicest bokeh or the best colour science. They subscribe because they enjoy watching you, or me in this case, hopefully. Think about some of your favourite creators. Most of the time you're watching because of the personality. the story, the editing, the humour, the information. Not because every single shot that they upload is recorded on some massively high-end flagship camera. A great story filmed on a GoPro is surely more interesting than a story being filmed on an expensive camera, if the story filmed on the expensive camera is boring and uninteresting. Surely I'm not the only one that thinks that. Now, will I still use the R3? Don't get me wrong, the R3 isn't going anywhere because it's not all of a sudden become a bad camera. I'm just going to be a bit more selective about when I use it, like situations like this where I'm in a hotel room, I've got reasonably good lighting, I want to get some sharp footage of me just talking to the camera. This is where the R3 is predominantly going to live now for who knows how long, probably until I change my mind, which, if the past is anything to go by, it'll be within 3 or 4 weeks. But by taking this approach and switching to using GoPros for filming outside of hotel rooms and outside of home life, then I'm hoping it's going to make life easier. There's going to be fewer excuses, there's going to be less gear, less setup to worry about, less overthinking and less accessories. I'm just going to be able to pick the camera up, hit record and start telling a story. At the end of the day, your videos are remembered for what they made people feel, not what camera it was that was used to film them. So that's why I'm switching from the Canon to the GoPro for vlogging. I know it's not the decision that everybody would make, but in order to create the right content, I think it's the right decision for me, at least, in this very moment. Like I said, probably could change my mind in the next 3 to 4 weeks, but for now, GoPros are where it's at for me. I'm really interested to see how this is going to change my workflow over the next few months, and of course I'll be able to keep you updated via the channel, but I'd love to know what you think. If you had the choice, would you vlog on a flagship mirrorless camera or something small like a GoPro or an Insta360 where you've got the freedom and the convenience to just jam it in your jacket pocket and always have it there ready to capture some content or to capture memories of spontaneous moments that you get to enjoy? Let me know down in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, as always, don't forget to like, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. But for now, and until next time, see you in the next one.